Hey everyone, I'm Robert with AWS. I'm here in Boston today, and I'm here to talk to Scott Ward, the one, the only. Now, Scott is a veteran of AWS. Scott, you've been here, what, 18 years?
Yeah, I've been with Amazon or AWS for the last 18 years.
That is an incredibly long time. Tell us some of the craziest things you've seen in that time here.
I think the craziest thing I've seen is that regardless of the team I've been in or what the job function has been, that we've automated for everything, whether it be for infrastructure, so we don't have to hire a bunch of sysadmins to provision everything, or coming down to recruiting and building our own tools and figuring out how to automate. How do we hire all these people and how do we get the right information in front of people to hire? That at every step of the way, regardless of the part of the company, that we've had to automate in order to be able to keep up and do what we want to do. I mean, that's just been amazing to me that we've been able to do that, to be able to accomplish what we're doing as a company.
Yeah, and automation is kind of one of the superpowers that customers find so attractive about AWS itself. And I guess you got this unique opportunity to see all of this in action and to see the culture that was behind this automation before it was available in all these external services, huh?
Oh yeah, I mean, the things that you're seeing for AWS and the value prop that people have with doing things on AWS and automating, these are things that we've been doing and we've learned throughout the years, and we're able to now we've learned how to run a data center really efficiently. We've learned how to provision virtual resources and use them, and we're taking that knowledge and bringing it out to our customers now and showing them how to use it and making the same things available to them so they can continue to go out and run their businesses and innovate and grow as well. So.
And you're currently a principal solution architect, is that correct?
Yeah, I'm a principal solutions architect. I work on our partner team. So I am working with our security technology partners, and specifically, I work with their product and their engineering teams on the things that they're building for our customers to use to help them with their security goals when they're running on AWS. So things that are going to allow customers to adopt what we offer for security on AWS and then implement additional things that they want to have to meet their internal or their external compliance requirements.
Yeah, and I think that makes you the perfect person to talk to us about the partner ecosystem and why that's so important to AWS. So
yeah. I mean, the partner ecosystem is really important, and if you see this first slide here is, we have a really broad partner ecosystem in general. We have tens of thousands of partners in general. In the security space, we have a lot of partners as well. And this slide that you're seeing here these are our security competency partners, and so these are partners who have leaned in with us even more to not only just achieve the normal tiers of a partner, but they've gone above and beyond that to deliver additional functionality that's going to benefit customers for the workloads that they're running on AWS. They've worked to integrate with specific services. They're lining up with best practices. They're giving customers something that they're not going to get when they're not running on AWS, so that they can meet their goals specific to AWS. And it's not only these technology partners that you're seeing in these categories, but it's also in the consulting space. So a lot of customers are migrating to AWS and they need help when it comes to understanding what they need to do for security. Some customers look at that shared responsibility model and say, this is a great time for me to change how I do security. And these consulting partners are there to help them with that transformation and that change. So we also have a competency for consulting partners who've kind of gone above and beyond and have been able to show us and demonstrate to us through customer references that they're able to come in and add value in the category that they're listed in to help these customers grow and use AWS. So partners are super important to helping our customers use and adopt the platform when it comes to AWS.
Yeah, and one of the questions I have is, when you talk about the partner model like this,
right?
If I were a customer and I'm using a regular AWS service, the support model seems very clear. I have an SLA, I know what to do, I know how to file a ticket if there's a problem, there's a question, I have resources to go with that. Can you talk a little bit about what the experience is like for the customer when there's a support issue and they're using a partner-provided solution?
Sure. So when they're using a partner-provided solution, they're still going to be working with the partner. So they are still acquiring licensing, and they're still a customer of that partner. So if they're using a solution on top of AWS and it's the partner solution that doesn't work, they're going to still be working with that partner for support. The cool thing with us, though, is that because these are, especially these competency partners, these are where we want people to look first when they're looking for security. We have a really good relationship with these partners. So if a customer is having a problem, we will find a way to work together between the partner and AWS to help resolve that customer problem, whether it be they're running something in AWS and it's not working, or they're trying to move to AWS and the partner product can't solve their use case. And we figure out where does the partner need to evolve, or where does AWS services need to evolve to help that partner? Like a great example is the traffic mirroring launch that happened today. There's lots of partners that can consume packets and help customers see that information, but we don't offer it. Yeah. So now we've been able to evolve that, and now these partners can help customers with that security visualization that they need at the packet layer. So we work hand in hand with the partners when it comes to making sure that they're supporting the customers and the customers are getting the right level of support.
And for those of you watching this who did not tune into the keynote, can you just give us a quick summary of the traffic mirroring feature?
Sure. So the traffic mirroring feature actually allows customers to be able to send a copy of the traffic coming into their EC2 instance off to another endpoint so that they get the full bits that are coming into the instance, and they can then take that and bring it into like a partner solution like a JASK or a Cisco type system or anything that is like a Gigamon that is responsible for actually taking these packets and giving them a deeper level of analysis about what's happening in their environment, so that they can kind of really have that sense of confidence about the full end-to-end flow of data flowing around in their environment.
So is that, if I understand that correctly, that's a little bit like running Wireshark for your entire network and having complete control over what you're filtering, where you're sending that, how you're logging it, how you're analyzing it.
Exactly.
So it's a lot more powerful, and it scales to the loads of the traffic when you have a really large cluster of network infrastructure.
Exactly, and people, packet capture is another word that's often been used in the traditional data center world. So that's just an example of where we're delivering functionality that's going to allow customers to get more value out of partner products.
Awesome. Okay, let's keep going with the slides.
Cool. Yeah, I think another important part of understanding the security partners and where they play is understanding where they fit when it comes to the shared responsibility model. So there's definitely a line as far as who has responsibility for what in security, with AWS having the kind of the overall global infrastructure and all those physical facilities and the all the hardware that's running in those, as well as our core software powering compute, network, storage, and database. Then the customers have a lot of responsibility around their security configuration in the cloud through various things around encryption, operating systems, the applications they're running, and the data they're storing. And this is where partner solutions come into play, is that they operate, and that's where they play, is in that shared responsibility space. They are there to help customers with whatever they want to implement when it comes to security for AWS, and they're going to run at that top part of it, whether it be somebody that's actually running on EC2 infrastructure in your account, or somebody who is analyzing your overall configuration of your cloud account through API calls. This is where those partners are going to be playing and where they're going to be adding value for our customers as part of the overall security story when it comes to AWS.
Yeah, I really like this distinction in the shared responsibility model that AWS is responsible for security of the cloud,
right, and
that the customer is responsible for security in the cloud. But what you're also saying is, that might be daunting. It might be daunting to go and set up a platform, perform identity and access management, make sure everything is abiding by the principle of least privilege,
right,
and that they're not alone. They don't have to go at that alone. That you have all of these partner solutions available, so that your journey to provide a secure solution in the cloud is not so daunting.
Right, exactly. And it can be a technology or a consulting partner. It could be both. It could be a consulting partner who's helping you guide, advise you, help you make the decisions, and then you're figuring out, am I going to bring my existing security companies with me? Or sometimes people look at this and say, you know what, this is a time to look at somebody different, or find somebody who actually offers me the functionality that I need to be able to feel confident with the cloud. So it's definitely a decision point for the customers on who are they going to use and what are they going to use.
Yeah, and that's where personally I think there's a lot of value in the partner network, because there's also a lot of trust. I mean, a lot of this work is done by who you trust, what you can, where you get your information from.
Right.
And when you're working with these partners, they are very familiar with AWS. They are themselves experts, and their solutions are custom tailored toward working on AWS. So I think that's another really cool aspect of...
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, and that's another value of them being an AWS partner, especially those competency ones. We work to make sure that they're keeping them up to date and that they're aware of what things do. We give them open and honest feedback about how their stuff's working or not working against AWS to help improve those. Yeah, so, and I think kind of building upon that with, the competency and everything, is, these partners are adding value by integrating with very specific services. And I think a couple of examples of that are GuardDuty and Security Hub, where these partners, there's a whole partner story to these services. So GuardDuty giving you a lot of that incident detection, but partners are consuming that data coming out of GuardDuty and allowing customers to see that in their partner solutions. And then Security Hub, which went GA yesterday, partners are able to send data in to Security Hub as well as take data out of Security Hub to help customers be able to not only see their security findings, but actually be able to do something with those security findings. I think that's really important for people to understand that your partners still have a very valid role with these AWS security services that we've launched and that we're announcing.
Yeah.
So the customers can still get the most value out of them as possible.
Yeah, and Security Hub is very interesting, and both the name and the stated features cover a large surface area. So maybe you could talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so Security Hub is designed to give customers a kind of single pane of glass visibility into all the security findings related to their AWS environments. And we say findings, we mean something that we're telling the customer, you should go do something about this. It's not a low-level log that needs to be chewed on and figured out. It's like somebody's already done that analysis, and here's the thing you need to be look at, and here's the priority we're assigning to it. And so we're using various aspects to give customers those findings. There's integration with GuardDuty, Macie, and Inspector to send those findings in, but there's also integrated partner solutions. And so there's all of these third-party partners that are able to take their security findings and map them to what we call the Amazon Security Finding format, which is a very specific format that they have to use to send their information into Security Hub. And what that does is it allows the customer to have full visibility about every security finding related to what they're running in AWS, whether it be from an AWS service or whether it be from their partner solution. And another cool thing is that they can actually see multiple findings, one from a partner, one from AWS, against the same AWS resource, which might give them more priority. Like, okay, if CrowdStrike and GuardDuty are saying there's a problem with this EC2 instance, and I have the full visibility on that, I'm probably going to put a little more priority on that versus maybe one finding. So it gives the customers a lot more information about what they might want to do and how they might want to act on things. There's also a whole automated compliance portion to Security Hub where we're running CIS compliance checks against all of the AWS accounts and resources you're running. And then the taking action part where you're actually able to do something with that finding. And we talk a lot about automation and not having to rely on a human to do every single thing, especially when security findings come up. The ability to actually have the findings that are in your Security Hub account go off and be orchestrated automatically or send them off to the appropriate ticketing system or chat system so that somebody can see it and take action on it right away is super important. Yeah. And so these are a collection of the partners that are integrated with Security Hub today. These partners are all, these are either sending findings into Security Hub or taking findings out. So we have a pretty rich ecosystem already for customers to use if they're using these partner solutions already or if they're looking for a solution, that there's partners that integrate today, and we have a long list of partners who want to integrate as well that we will continue to onboard. So I expect this list to grow over time as well.
Yeah. I see McAfee is on that list of partner integrations. Can you talk a little bit more in detail about that? Because I think most people are familiar with McAfee as a provider of antivirus, malware, desktop software. What kind of integration and what kind of value can they give us in this case?
Yeah, so McAfee is, I even learned this just like you. I thought they were just desktop malware stuff. They have a very big presence in the enterprise space, and this product specifically is their MVision Cloud, which is focused on providing kind of analysis of your overall account configuration and telling you where you may have issues with policies that have been configured incorrectly or open S3 buckets for data loss prevention, those types of things. And so McAfee is getting access to your APIs through a cross-account role and is regularly scanning those. And then as a result, when it does find something that they consider to be something you want to pay attention to, they will send that over to Security Hub so that you now have visibility on that in Security Hub. So once again, you're using McAfee and the value it provides, but you're using Security Hub as that single place where you can be able to see all of the findings related to your AWS environment.
Yeah, and so I guess one valuable aspect of that feature is now you can run McAfee in conjunction with some of these other services, and you get all of your alerts and your issues highlighted in one consistent experience.
Totally,
like
one
consistent workflow.
Yeah, McAfee is giving you that cloud, the overall account configuration. Another partner like CrowdStrike is focused on your endpoints. So if you're running EC2, Linux, or Windows endpoints, CrowdStrike's going to give you that level of visibility at the OS about what may be happening as far as malicious activity and things like that, giving you even more kind of insight about what's happening from top to bottom in your overall environment for all the things that you have responsibility for when it comes to that shared responsibility model.
Yeah, and I think actually we should be talking more about the fact that Security Hub, the consolidation is not just about ease of access, it's also about the consistent experience, because when you're dealing with security issues, when you're dealing with security alerts, I think it's very important to have a predictable workflow, even as it pertains to the user experience.
Right.
What does it mean to have a different level of severity? I mean, just the English language itself is hard enough to nail down.
Right.
now we have all these different user experiences, different products, and don't get me wrong, I think it's fantastic that we have the different partner integrations that can go in and find these different ways to add value. But then, if I understand you correctly, what you're saying is that with Security Hub, we finally have a way to kind of take that all back in a consolidated way.
Yeah, one of the cool things that we're doing is, all of these partners, when they're sending findings in, they have 1 to 5, 1 to 10, 1 to 100, high, medium, low, about how they say this is important. So we've normalized that. Security Hub has a 0 to 100 scale. And when these partners send their findings in, they actually have to map that to ours. And so when your customer gets a finding, they'll see the partner's version of the severity, and they'll see our version of the severity. And when we report high, medium, low, it'll be based on the Security Hub version of severity, but they still have visibility of what the partner provides. But we're at least giving them that consistent experience as far as what does an important alert mean versus a low importance alert.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And I think kind of building on that, once that finding is in Security Hub, a common thing we've gotten from our customers, whether it be Guard Duty or Security Hub, is, okay, this is great. You've made all this information available to me. I can see it in a single spot. What do I do with all of this information? How do I actually go out and solve this? And so we've worked with specific partners who are specialized in doing something with this data, to orchestrate it, to do ticketing, to do chat ops, to send it off to somewhere where it can actually be taken on. It really called taking action. And so these partners we've worked with to actually be able to consume data out of CloudWatch events from Security Hub, understand the Amazon security finding format, and be able to then take those and put those into the partner products so that customers can do something. So think about like PagerDuty. You have an operations team, you have all this goodness that exists in PagerDuty about rules and how you want to route ticketing. So PagerDuty can consume these findings and actually just get the information from Security Hub in the hands of the right people. Think about another product like Splunk with their Phantom product. They have this whole orchestration workflow that you can take a finding in, go and collect additional information about the IPs that are maybe malicious, give you that right level of visibility to actually make a decision, and then also be able to take action and maybe potentially isolate the instance or make some changes on your firewall to actually be able to stop that incident from happening. So this gives people a lot of flexibility and a lot of value to be able to actually automate and be able to keep up with the security events that are happening in their environment while still taking advantage of the cloud with some of the value props around elasticity, self-service, global reach, and all those types of things.
Mm-hmm. Now I have a question here. When you're talking about taking action, if I want something in the middle, not quite fully automated, not quite fully manual, what are my options there? So for example, can I send the action to a webhook?
Yeah. So the cool thing with the Security Hub is that, and I can actually show you in a demo here, is you can actually have a custom action. Let me show you here real quick. So in Security Hub, you actually have the ability to define what we call a custom action, which means that you can go into Security Hub and look at all of your findings, but you can make the decision of when you want to route things onto a partner solution or really anything. So the way that custom actions work is that we take a copy of that finding, we send that on to CloudWatch Events, which is our event bus. Then at that point, you can send that on to any target you want. It could be an SNS topic, SQSQ, a Lambda function.
Well, once you're in the Lambda function, then
you can do
it's wild
code.
West. Yeah.
And so I've got an example here where I actually have a isolate instance. This is nothing more than a Lambda function that switches the security group on an EC2 instance. We also have partners that use Lambda functions to reformat the data and send it onto their endpoint. ServiceNow's doing that. So it's a super flexible way of integrating to either be able to do this on your own or to fold it into a partner solution as far as the things you want to do. And another cool thing I can show you all since we're here is, when we talked about the partner, findings is, there are, just an example, there's lots of different partners sending stuff in. So we can see here that we have partners. We've got CrowdStrike. This is a demo account, but Dome9, Rapid7, Sumo Logic, all of these partners that are sending data into Security Hub so you can actually get more information about what's going on specific to them. And another cool thing is that they have the ability to actually provide the URL. So if they're a SaaS platform and they have more data about that finding, you can actually take that, put it into your browser and go into their platform and even get more information to help you make an informed decision about what's happening in this particular environment.
That sounds very useful and very extensible.
Yeah, definitely. And then I can also just take this and I can choose a custom action and they actually say, hey, I want to send this on to Slack. Mm-hmm. And I can actually go into Slack and see that right now I got another finding. That now my team can see it and do something with it. I might have more bots that respond to it, but I'm able to take that and get that into the hands of the people that ultimately need to have it.
Yeah, and this all just kind of works out of the box, right?
There's integration. So like the partners that we showed on the taking action slide, they all have CloudFormation templates that actually wire up the integration between Security Hub and CloudWatch events, so you can get it into their product. Depending on if they're a SaaS or an EC2 solution, you'll have to deploy that as well. So there's a little bit of work for you and a customer as far as deciding how you want to do it, but we're working with these partners to ease that process as much as possible so that customers can onboard and start using these solutions as quickly as possible.
I mean, it's certainly a huge difference between doing this all yourself. I mean, imagine like writing the piece of code, the service that has to go and crawl through these logs, identify, apply certain heuristics, do some statistical analysis, go, okay, finally, I think I have signal instead of noise, and now I need to go and do the Slack integration. It's not like any one of those things is hard, but making sure all of that works together in an end-to-end seamless way, there's the challenge. And then, not only that, I think these systems are also systems that have to bear a high amount of load. And themselves, they have to be able to scale elastically as your traffic goes up and down.
Exactly. Those are not a core competency of a lot of our customers.
Yes.
And so using these partner solutions along with AWS provides allows them to really do the things that they want to do and ultimately do the things that differentiate them as a business. And running a SIEM may not be the thing that customer is best at. And so using a partner product to help them with that is a good thing for them.
I think that's true for most customers.
Yes. Cool. So I think I'd kind of wrap up with a couple of things that I'd make sure people want to be aware of and understand is, once again, the security competency partners. These are where we want to push people. If they're looking for a security partner to help them with AWS, those partner solutions are the first step or first stop that we would recommend people go and look and understand where they could get some value when it comes to security on AWS as far as meeting their security goals. And then Security Hub and Security Hub partners. Take a look at those specifically if you're looking to use Security Hub and you want to figure out, is my partner integrated today with Security Hub, or you want to go talk to your partner and say, hey, I'd like you to start integrating with Security Hub. These are great resources for you to start looking at and helping figure out what you might want to do.
Awesome. Cool. Check it out. That's all we have for now.
Thanks, everybody.